I know I told you could just watch, but I think it's better if you join in.
I'm not built like you.
No, but you will be. Guys, take her. She's ready to be stretched.
Oh my
I cannot wait to teach a virgin girl. The quote, just guys, but barely legal bop girls, turns me on to another level.
What do you get when you combine Bonnie Blue and a member from the Bop House? I'll let you pause to have a think. You get absolute nightmare fuel. And that is what we're going to be looking at today. As you may or may not have seen, you probably have, because how can you escape it these days? It's being rammed down your throat with full force, isn't it? I've seen about 1 million TikToks of this collaboration between Bonnie Blue, an OF creator known for sleeping with 1,000 men in 24 hours, and Julia, a Bop House member who a lot of people have kind of taken issue with because she looks very, very, very young, and seeing, you know, such a young person in the industry, for some people, for a majority of reasons, can be a little bit disturbing. So today we're going to be watching these videos that they've done together, which I understand, again, are rage bait, but it brought up some good talking points that I wanted to navigate with you guys. So enjoy, if that's possible. Someone shoot me, if that's okay.
Bonnie, does each guy get a blow? Is that part of it?
Oh, yeah, of course, go on.
Okay,
yeah.
of course.
I hate it. Like, you know, if I'm on my back and these guys, I'm like worshipping my feet on my pussy, and then my mouth's open, it's not got anything out. I'm like,
right.
What am I meant to be doing? Like, put something in.
Yeah, put into your mouth, right? Put in some kind words to yourself. Put in something to stop you talking, if that's okay. I think we've heard enough. I think we've heard enough. I don't need to hear about that. Why is the girl in the middle looking so terrified? Like, she's just there, like, that's Julia, by the way. Julia Filippo, I think her name is. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But yeah, it's a bit of an uncomfortable watch, isn't it? You've got Bonnie Blue to one side, Julia in the middle, kind of not really knowing what's going on, and then this random arsehole. And I call him an arsehole because if your career is based off of interviewing workers for views, that is like bottom of the barrel. That's like, you are like scum. I'm sorry. He could be a lovely guy inside, but no, you're giving me off vibes. I really don't want to see men in these spaces. I don't want to see anyone in these spaces, but especially not men interviewing women for views. Like, he's not even adding anything. He's just asking derogatory, horrible questions. It's just not really a vibe, is it? But let's see if there's anything else worth wanting to die over seeing, which there probably will be. So continue.
When did this start for you, if you don't mind? Like, did you always just like
Back in Derby.
Yeah, you won't know where that is. It's just a like place in the UK. But
That's crazy. I originate from Derby. I'm a Derby girl. Yeah, I mean, I feel like she currently lives around Nottingham area. She's like around there a lot. I mean, she's in the US at the moment, but she does a lot in Nottingham, which is scary. My sister's at uni in Nottingham, so poor her. But yeah, I can't believe we're from the same place. It's kind of painful to think about.
a year and a half ago.
Really?
I'd only slept with 5 people up until then. It's been a very busy year.
So the thing is that I find about reacting to Bonnie Blue clips is it's very obvious she's rage baiting. Like, she's not very good at putting on a voice of like acting, you know? She's like, it's been a very busy year. It's like she's narrating everything. Like, I don't actually like, obviously I'm reacting to it, so like it doesn't really matter whether I believe it or not, but it is so obviously scripted and pre-planned and a marketing thing, which I think is funny because it's like she knows all the correct things to say in terms of getting views and engagement, but when you really think about that, that's sad. That's really sad. Like, there's a recipe. As a woman selling your body, there's a recipe to get views. And just selling your body alone isn't enough for people. And that's the dangerous part about OnlyFans. You're having to do more and more crazy, weirder stuff. So when people are mad at me, you know, for talking about people like Bonnie Blue, and they're mad at me for criticizing her for some reason, I always find it very strange because Bonnie Blue is making it inherently harder for other OF creators to do safer content. You know, we always talk about how can we make the industry safer as a whole if we can't ban it, which I wish we could. I wish we could get rid of it, but we can't. So how do we deal with making it a safer place? Now, OF is meant to be a safer place for women, according to some people. It's more ethical, which we all know it's not anymore. And if you think that, you believe in a load of bull. But it's definitely not ethical now that you've got these top creators, by the way, who make all of the money and make it harder for other women by creating such a high level of craziness on that platform. You know, from the mind of a addict, what would you rather see? A woman just simply selling her body on her phone at home, taking a picture, moving on with her day, or a woman who says crazy things and plays into many of the derogatory kind of stereotypes and the derogatory expectations of women, is obviously going to be the latter. Now, many people who have a problem with will go, well, obviously, if anything, you'd rather just see a normal woman, right? But that's the problem with people don't watch it to get normal stuff. They watch it to see crazy stuff, and that's the issue. Well, one of the issues, actually, should I say. I don't want to say that's the main issue, because me, there's a plethora of issues with the industry. Don't even get me started. I'll continue.
I just want to be able to see you in the corner. Like, I want to be on my back, see you in the corner, and that'll make it so I don't need and it'll get me wet.
You know what? I'm gonna order some popcorn, Uber Eats. Let's get some drinks. Let's have fun.
Have some snacks.
It's like nervous, like a horror movie. This isn't a horror movie though. This is a great movie.
I mean, I want you to be
movie.
scarred from it, so it can be a horror movie if you want.
Thank you, Royce. Horror movie.
I'm gonna have to have like therapy on speed
I
dial
thought
for you.
that was a good
No,
one.
that was good. I got on. I just won. I just got on.
It's so funny, like, watching this and how, like, this is on our mainstream social media now. This is what our generation are watching. The generation below us are consuming. This is actual brain rot. You guys think that, like, Skibbity Toilet is brain rot? You guys think that, like, Instagram Reels and all the stupid memes is brain rot? This is brain rot. In fact, this makes John Porklaw look like literature. You know, like actual literature. This is the definition of brain rot. This is what is rotting our brains. And it's so crazy that this is like modern day social media entertainment. Like, this is okay. This is like normal. It's actually baffling. Like, I've picked this video topic because I thought I'm just going to react to the clips lightheartedly. But every time I try and like not go on rants about the industry, it's so difficult not to, because the things that they say. Sorry guys, I'm just so popular. I get so many notifications. The things that they say is just diabolical.
A big sucks for blobs, doesn't it? Yeah. You know,
Like, it's not even. It's not like a. It's like a. Like it's
Tears down the face and everything. Oh no.
what's the smallest and biggest you've had, Julia?
Honestly, like, you know my type. You know? So like,
Yes.
some can come
For those
like,
that don't know at home, BBCs, which stands for Big Black.
something Ryan is striving for at the moment.
it actually is like, it's like
It's
blue.
getting there. It's on brand, so thank you.
I think it's really interesting, the dynamic that they've got here with Bonnie and Julia and then that twat on the side, because the whole interaction throughout this whole podcast, I couldn't find the full podcast anywhere, but the whole point of their interaction, right, is that Bonnie is almost meant to be like a pimp. She's like pimping out Julia to like this gangbang of men. That's genuinely what they did. And the whole point is that like Bonnie's like the experienced older woman and Julia is like this innocent, young, barely legal teen, right? And then you've got the man on the side kind of not doing anything, just kind of finding it funny, which is very, very on brand for the industry. But I do feel like it's very predatory and weird. Now, I know that like Julia, she's of age, whatever, blah, 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 meh, legality, wah, wah, wah. But even just watching them script this so that it's like Julie is just innocent and she doesn't really know what's going on and she's never had massive before, is really creepy and predatory. And Bonnie knows that. Like, we've seen her in interviews. We know she says really predatory things to get views. We know that's the vibe, that's the rage bait, that's what sells these days. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this works. It's all well and good to say, well, it's not real, it's fake, but it works. It sells for a reason. And people are genuinely attracted to seeing a young girl who is innocent and pure be deflowered by a group of men. Like, that's the whole vibe that they're trying to emit. And it's really sickening, especially considering, by the way, that is what happens in the industry. That is a very on-brand thing for the industry, to prey on women. Moving on.
Would you rim a guy during one of these trains?
Oh my God, sit on my face, suffocate me. Yes,
You'd like
I'd
to
bring-
lick the asshole?
Yeah.
Aw.
Especially when it's been all sweaty and it's built up.
Yeah, they wait in line all day in the sun. Right. so-
Yeah.
And this
So
is
they're out there
acting like
cooking.
You like it.
Have you licked a guy's ass, Julia?
No. I'm telling you, you guys make me feel like I don't know shit about shit.
I mean, I don't believe it. Again, all the comments don't believe her either. But that's the least of my concerns. If you want to lick asshole, lick I really don't care. That's like disgusting. Like, I didn't need to know that. I've got a very vivid picture in my imagination. But that's like the least deplorable thing I've heard come out of her mouth somehow, which is really impressive. And again, with the, oh my God, I feel like I don't know shit about shit. Like, having her be presented as this unaware, innocent, like she doesn't know what's coming to her girl is so vile. It's so disgusting. It's literally it's making the most of the fact that men love purity. They love purity culture. I'm always called a purist for being, but it's men that love that. That's what it's based upon. That's literally what it's based off. And I think for a woman to play on that too is just really disappointing. But then what do I expect from a top OF creator who paints out the industry to be shits and giggles just because she's had a good time in it? It's fucking sad, man. And to think that these women represent a lot of what people think sex work is these days, and it's not. It's not what these are the lucky ones, so to speak. They actually make a lot of money. They have the choice, basically, to pick when they work and who they work with to an extent. Think about the women in work that don't have the choice, don't have the platform, don't have the protection. Diabolical work.
Wait, are you so for real?
On which part?
All of it? Like the ass and the face?
Oh yeah, I will give a job. I just don't do it. I've never done it yet.
You've never done it, really?
Really? I tried to once and it made my eyes water. I was like,
That made your eyes water? Just that? Oh,
a big would make my eyes water. Like, can't be doing it yet.
Now, another thing, someone commented on this video saying, oh, she's a child. She's not a child by law. She's an adult. But it does open up this conversation about the industry and legality versus morality. I don't know how many times I've mentioned that. You guys are probably sick of hearing it. But a little fact I'll share with you that I've recently learned. In 1997, the Child Protection Act introduced a law that basically said no one under the age of 18 or no one that looked under the age of 18 could be cast in adult content, right? And then in 2002, the Free Speech Coalition in the United States basically said that they wanted this law changed because they believed that this was an infringement of their free speech for, right? That were essentially limited to the content they could make, and that is a violation of their free speech, right? Which is crazy. Now, I made a TikTok about this, and I actually had a lot of people saying, well, why do you want people to be controlled? So you're saying that people that look young shouldn't do... Well, I don't think anybody should do actually, but I especially don't think that women that are cast purely because they look about 14 should be in... Because the sickening part of this is that you have these women, and Julia isn't one of them. Julia does OF, right? So she does her own stuff. She works on an OF platform. She doesn't do mainstream, although I would argue OnlyFans is becoming quite mainstream. The thing is with that law is that it has meant that there is no such thing essentially as too far. You can dress a 18-year-old who looks about 14 or 13 in schoolgirl outfit and have her be absolutely violated by a fully grown, very obviously looking adult man. And why does the industry do this? Because it sells, is the biggest thing. It's one of the, barely legal is one of the biggest categories on the hub, okay? So when people say, oh, well, you know, why, it's not that deep, really, like, just because she looks young doesn't mean she's not allowed to be in the industry. Ask yourself why the industry is seeking out women that look extra young. Ask yourself why many workers have commented on my videos saying that they purposefully lie about their age of being 18 because they get more views, they get more money. What does that say about the industry? What does that say about society? And what does that say about the safety of our children? But yeah, it's very scary that that kind of stuff sells. Stepdaughter content, real daughter content, daddy content, all the such that plays on a girl looking way younger than she actually is. So that's why we do see a lot of really young looking women in pornography. And people say, are you saying that a woman doesn't have the right to do if she looks young? Well, I don't think women having the right to do is a insane sentence. That is the least right I want for us, is for us to be able to do. And I don't think a capitalist industry such as has anyone's interest at heart to the point where they think that maybe they shouldn't cast someone who looks really young because that's doing bad things to her and bad things to society. They don't care. It's a capitalist society. They're selling it because there's a demand for it. Ask yourself, why is there a demand for women in to look way younger than they are or barely legal? Why is barely legal one of the biggest categories? Ask yourself that. And this kind of vibe that they've got going on, Bonnie and Julia here, let's not beat around the bush, so to speak. It's playing on that. It's playing on the fact that she's young and innocent.
Have you seen Bonnie's?
No, I haven't. I actually.
Do you watch?
No.
I'll just say, like, Julia is my type. Virgin, young, and very sweet looking.
Barely legal.
Barely legal bop girl.
You're Bob, right?
I don't really know what this bop means, but...
And another sad thing, guys, is I'm analysing it, okay, to... I just realised. The tripod is in the middle of the room. Sorry about that. Didn't even notice that. She sat there, Julia, by the way, as they've just described her as barely legal and innocent. And you know what? This kind of content is the reason why women can't go out wearing their hair in that hairstyle. You can't wear what they call pigtails anymore because they have been so... And which is a very, very concerning thing because that hairstyle is often associated with youth and honestly just to be a child's hairstyle, right? Which is stupid. Shouldn't be that way. But it's got those connotations. And not only does it have the connotations of being childlike, but it has the connotations of being something that men like, especially in... Now, I think it's weird that they've got all this going on. She's also wearing white, you know, people know is associated with innocence. Now, I know this seems like an extreme media analysis of such thing, but I think it is really important to look at that because it shows you that every choice is purposeful. Every choice is to sell a product because we are, again, remembering, I go back to it being a capitalist industry. They're selling something. And this whole thing, sweet, young, innocent, barely legal thing sells. Because, you know, what do men think about women that are over the age of 24? They're used up, old, ran through. Their vagina is going to look disgusting because she's had so much which obviously we all know isn't true. For those who don't know, your vagina does not change because of how much you've had. So, yeah, it is absolutely diabolical to ever defend this industry. If you're a defender, suck my nuts. Maybe not. Maybe don't suck my nuts. Maybe that's not the right choice of words. Yeah.
I don't really know. But
I just know, like, that type of bopping.
I'll help you. Like, if you need help, I'll help you.
Yeah. Push, like...
Have you thrown up?
No. You can try and make me.
No, I don't want to. You're so pretty.
Thanks. I want to be destroyed.
All right, take your clothes off, Julia. Get this
Are
thing
they,
started.
like, waiting out there for you? Like, they're just...
No, I want to get them hard. I love it when it goes in my mouth soft and you feel it grow. I'm like, oh, what an achievement.
Okay, yeah. I don't really have much to say about that. And the top comment is, Julia has a lot to learn. I was blinded myself. Ugh, so disgusting. It's such a predatory industry. It's so jarring as well to see a woman literally just for money and views play into this. It really is. And then you've got the, she can do what she wants. That's what feminism's all about. Shut the up. Eat shit, seriously. If you're someone who says that, like, well, feminism is about individual choice and Bonnie has the choice. You're literally like stupid. Like stupid. Like you have a severe cognitive disadvantage. You are severely not okay. Again, if we wanted to go into it, like from a stance of, you know, my opinions about the industry, this whole gagging and throwing up and like it having to be aggressive and rough is just such a brain-rotted thing. Now, I'm not saying necessarily that if that's something you want to do behind closed doors, go ahead, all right? It's behind closed doors, you do you, as long as you're being safe to an extent and it's something that you want, I guess. I don't really know about that. It's something I haven't really figured out yet. But fine, do what you want in the bedroom. Like, I know at the end of the day, I haven't got the right to say you shouldn't let your boyfriend your face until you vomit, but I do question, why would your boyfriend want to make you that physically uncomfortable when, you know, I'm all for a good blowjob at the end of the day, but I don't really think being in pain while receiving piss in the mouth or sucking on a is really benefiting anyone. And at the end of the day, gagging on is a thing, whether you like it or not. And people are going to say, well, people have been gagging on before. Well, maybe, but imagine we didn't have right? What man is going to grow up going, today I want to face a woman until she's like really uncomfortable and can't breathe and throws up? Like, no, you don't naturally want to do that. You have to acknowledge that you're not naturally inclined for that. It's something that you learn, I guess, to end up having a thing for it through culture. You can't say that you naturally grow up being like, yeah, I really want to like make a girl vomit on my. Sorry to be graphic, but it's true. I don't know why people like.
Okay, so Alice is a girl I met at spring break, and she is very, very hot. So completely makes sense that she's here.
And I just started OnlyFans, and I've never really seen anything, so I'm really excited.
She is barely legal, just turned 18. When did you turn 18?
Well, I turned 18 in September.
Okay.
So I've had a little, but I've
months.
never really seen anything.
I haven't either, Alice.
Again, oh my God, they're so innocent. Like, this is what men want. They want innocent girls who have never been deflowered. They're so pure. I hate the world that we live in. Oh, praise the Lord, for I hate my life sometimes.
This is what's getting me excited. Like, I don't need lube, like, forget your spit. This is going to turn me on. And I've got two barely legal girls watching, learning, seeing how to be stretched out. And then next week all together.
I'm down.
I would also like to see
Alice is down.
use her spit for lube during the.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
I think your spit would taste sweet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You'll see.
Very sweet.
Matcha. I just chug matcha.
Matcha.
You ever get like infections from these men, like like UTIs? And
No, I take cranberry vitamins. Drink a lot of
so that's a
pineapple
tip. I
juice.
just learned something.
Cranberry juice doesn't stop you getting UTIs, by the way. Just FYI, for a bit of education there, it doesn't stop you getting UTIs. Neither does pineapple juice. It makes me think about the lack of empathy people have these days to even think to defend this kind of thing. It really does. It is truly sickening. It's truly sad. And as a society, we are going to get a lot worse. When do you ever really see men be described in this way as barely legal men? You don't really get that very often. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I know especially gay has a lot of very disgusting themes presented throughout it. But as a whole, like, it is such a woman thing to be presented as desirable if you're young and fertile and... Come here. I've got this baby boy. Say something. Say something. Say hello. I promise he loves me. Oh, it looks like I'm choking him out there. But yeah, it's a really world that we live in. Point blank period.
What's the aggression level? Have you talked to them what they're allowed and not allowed to do?
I've just said no back door, but I've said, like, mess me up. I am...
You're cool with the hair pull,
Yeah.
slapping. Okay.
I don't want a single bit of makeup left. I don't want a single bit, like... No, take my dignity, take my holes. Like,
Oh, buddy, you're so beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
My daddy says the same. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing your face. Like, I feel like you should be, like, in the corner with a clipboard, ready for when you really drop, you know?
Have you cut
I'm
before?
gonna learn some things.
I guess he didn't like it either. Again, is the main reason why violence against women is being so normalized. Again, I don't necessarily think there's a problem, obviously, with boundaries in engaging in certain, if that's something that you both want. I do find it a really difficult conversation. I'd be interested to know what other people have to say about, like, rough and having a preference for rough. Can you have a preference for rough if you're anti? Can that be a thing? Because it is a difficult one, because I would argue that rough in its entirety originates from porn. But I bet people were still having rough before porn. But I think, with limits. I think, like, rough in terms of, like, passionate or, like, you're having hard or you're having fast is very different to the rough we see in porn, which is, like, slapping, violence, like, choking, like, hair pulling, like, very violent. I guess there's a spectrum and it depends what it is, but it is an interesting talking point, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, but I do think there is a limit, and I think portraying violence in porn is very damaging, especially because many people claim that they think that porn is a good source of education for people when it comes to, and they claim that is positive, which is hilarious. If that comes out of anyone's mouth, I truly just look at them and think, wow, you're actually simple in the head.
So what happens if you think you're pregnant? Who's
Wait.
it gonna be?
Okay, so what we can do if I get pregnant, wait to see what colour the baby comes out.
So you're having the baby?
If I got pregnant, it's a
Wait, how do you
miracle.
you're not-
It's God's gift, and I want to respect people that believe in that. So, of course, I'd keep it.
You're a good person.
I'm a good person,
You're a good-
so we'd wait to see
you're
what
the
colour
best
the kid
person.
came out. There's a lot of black guys out there. Chances are it's going to be black. Then we'd have to see how black the kid is.
But it could be like a lot of people.
What is there a different outcome if it's a black child? Is there like a different result if the child's a person of color? I'm really lost right now. Also, talking about the baby like it's a like product, like it's a I even know like a car. Like what colors it get? Like what do you mean? I mean, we know she's not pregnant, and she does, like, all of these OF people claim to be pregnant. I literally think every single one of them has had a pregnancy scare now. It's so predictable. It actually is. And, like, remember when I said, at some point they're going to go into care homes? That's what Katie Robertson ended up saying. I'm going to go in care homes and pleasure the old man. I literally called it. It's so predictable because they run out of, like, things to do. Well, I think they run out of things to do, and then they keep surprising me, so actually maybe not.
I want to be your professor. I want to be your mummy. I want to be Julia's
Isn't that
mummy,
cute how
and
she
I want to
says mummy?
teach her.
Right, well, I can't wait to see this, Barney. I'm really excited for you.
Me too.
I'm nervous for you.
I can't wait to be like
Here, let's
being
give-
railed,
let's
have
give
everyone
Barney a
around me,
challenge.
and I want to see Julia's face.
I don't even have anything to say to that I haven't said already. Other than, I didn't need to know about that shit, to be perfectly honest. Thank you for sharing.
You've never done it, really?
Really? I tried to once and it made my eyes water.
That made your eyes water. Just that.
It made my eyes water. I'm like,
That's why we've already heard them say this. Are they just recycling the same old, joke? Okay, I think I've exhausted the collaboration of those two now. I don't think I truly have anything else to say. I really don't. I don't like this. I don't like the route we're going. I don't like only. I don't like myself. I'm getting too hot. Feels really provocative when I do that, but I promise it's not. Okay, time for my daily outro flex. Can you see the lats coming on? Can you see the biceps are slowly getting there? Hope you enjoy my muscles. Let me die, seriously, actually let me die. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy today's video, that's so good, honestly, because I have a lot of mental turmoil filming these, so it's good to know that it's actually getting enjoyed. Subscribe if you give a fuck, and subscribe to my second channel. I also do TikTok. I do a lot more TikToks these days, so head over to my TikTok too. Most of my social medias are Katiclyzm. I think my TikTok is actually Katiclyzm YouTube. But yeah, thank you so much for your support, guys.